Hello everyone, Sal Crispo here from V10 Health. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my personal story on how my health journey began, as well as how that led to the creation of V10 Health. My childhood was very challenging to say the least. I silently suffered with severe depression, and that made life just unenjoyable. Again, it was just something that I don't wish on anyone. Um, and these I didn't know what it was. I was very ignorant. It's not like today, right? Like people talk about depression. You have Bell Let's Talk Day and all these things, and that didn't exist back then. As I said, I didn't even know it was a disease. I just thought something was wrong with me, and I didn't feel comfortable sharing it with anyone. I just pretended like everything was normal, and I did a great job at it. So schooling, I would say, was torturous because all the pressures of peer pressures and the pressure to do really well and to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life just made the depression even more overwhelming. So I thought, once I graduate from high school, everything's going to be better, right? So I was like, I just can't wait to get out. Well, boy, was I wrong. After high school, I didn't have school to distract me anymore. I was just literally sitting alone with the darkness. And that's when I knew, I'm like, oh no, like there's something very wrong here, very wrong with me, and I don't know what to do. And I went into a very, very dark place and had the worst thoughts. And I contemplated and almost went through ending my life several times, and thank God I didn't. Fortunately, a friend of mine called me who had been taking some kickboxing and kung fu classes, and he said, "Hey, why don't you come join me? These classes are awesome." And I said, "Yeah, yeah, I need, I didn't tell him, but for myself, I was like, I need to get out of this. So let's go, let's go do it." He did warn me they were going to be very challenging, and he he was right. I mean, they were super challenging, but I'd rather have felt the pain that came from sore. I see pain. I mean soreness, like muscle soreness and so forth, and from the classes than the pain of that I was going through internally. And so I think I gained, no, I know I gained confidence from pushing through that resistance, right, of those challenging classes. And that led to me, making the decision to go back to school and taking a financial services program in college. And, I was doing great for a while, but I realized I didn't really have a passion for it. And because I was now taking the classes, and I got to a point where I was even teaching at times, and I was also working out. I was doing a lot more fitness type activities, and I really enjoyed it. It made me feel better. It was like a positive distraction. I said, I just came to the decision to switch programs and go into a fitness program. And from there, I started learning about the human body, and it just fascinated me. It fascinated me enough that it motivated me to start reading, which is something I never did before in school, right? Because I was just trying to get through it, and I was, like I said, just I had no interest in what they were teaching. So once I started reading, I started, it was just like, a huge eye opener, because I was learning things that I never learned in school. I realized how much school let me down. I mean, they didn't teach anything about health. And so I just kept reading and reading and reading, and it was like, one thing led to another, and then I started taking courses, traveling the world, learning from the top experts, and I thought to myself, maybe I can find some answers, to help me with my depression, because when you start taking courses from top experts, you realize that it's not just about fitness. There's so much more to it. They start teaching about nutrition and lifestyle and all these other components that are going to positively affect your workouts. So I went through my own evolution, where I started learning as much as I could about the physical body, again, the fitness, the nutrition, and all that, and eventually that led to the mental aspects, which is thought, right? And controlling your thoughts, positive thinking, the conscious mind versus the subconscious mind, mindsets, different mindsets that you can use for, achieving goals and all that, which was, all great, but still, the depression was there, it was ever present, and I felt like there was still a missing component. All these things were great, but there was still a missing component, and eventually it led to spirituality. And once I incorporated spiritual practices like meditation and being and all these gratitude and all these things, what happened was all those pieces came together, and I finally healed. I will talk a lot more about that and how I did that in future videos, but this led me to start thinking like, whoa, if I can heal from such a devastating and challenging disease, I'm sure that if I could put all these components together in a way that'll be clear and easy for others to follow, they'd get over their challenges. They could get over their challenges as well. And so that motivated me to create V10 Health. And so I thought to myself, well, how am I going to create this so that it would be super clear and easy to follow? And one of the ideas that I had was to create charts. So in some of my courses, they would have these vitality charts from like 1 to 10, right? So, and 1 being the lowest marker of vitality, and all the way up to 10, which would be the highest. So I said, well, what if I took this chart and created it for all the various health markers or categories in fitness, in nutrition, in lifestyle, and that's what I set out to do. So whether it's like steps per day, I wanted to say what does a V1 look like versus a V2 versus a V3, and so forth, all the way up to V10, and that way people could gradually improve or level up their vitality, right? Whether it was they were focusing on fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, or all three. So yeah, that's what I did, and I created this scoring system, which I'm going to be sharing more about that in part 2, which will be following this video. And I really do look forward to sharing this information. I have a lot of content coming your way. I believe it's going to be valuable, and it could help anyone level up and improve their vitality. So I look forward again to sharing more and seeing you guys again. Thank you.